A sincere advice for anyone who wants to get rich. You've been lied to. They told you that getting rich was about luck, being born into the right family, or having the right connections. But the truth, and yes, it might sting a little, is that most people will never get rich because they're following the wrong playbook. They wake up, eat whatever's convenient, scroll through screens for hours, and hope life magically changes one day. But you're not like most people. That's why you're here. And that's exactly why this video is for you. Here's what nobody tells you. Wealth doesn't start in your wallet. It starts in your mind. It's born in the quiet hours before dawn, built through small daily wins, and shaped by a strong identity. And no, you don't need to be a genius. You don't need Elon Musk's IQ. What you really need is something that's becoming rare. Mental clarity, focus, and discipline. This isn't just motivational talk. It's backed by science, forged through action, and driven by the courage to say no to what everyone else is doing. What you're about to hear isn't advice coming from someone looking down on you. It's from someone who's been where you are. Someone who had nothing and had to build everything from the ground up. And if you stick with me through this video, you'll learn the 5 principles that turn ordinary people into living legends. Is it easy? No. Is it possible? More than ever. But only for those who are ready to break the cycle of poverty with their own decisions. This isn't about quick money. This is about learning how to think like the wealthy, act like the wealthy, and ultimately become wealthy. And if that sounds bold, good. Every great transformation starts with a bold move. So let me ask you, are you ready to hear a piece of advice that could change your entire life? Master high income skills. If there's one universal truth people tend to ignore, it's this. No one builds wealth without first building value. And value comes from your skills. While most people are chasing shortcuts, hoping money falls from the sky, the ones who actually succeed are quietly sharpening their axes. High-income skills like copywriting, design, programming, or consultative sales. These are the invisible weapons that turn everyday people into financial legends. You can start with nothing in your pocket, but if you've got solid technical skills and a clear, focused mind, sooner or later, the game flips. It's not about luck. It's about direction. Let me give you an example. Curtis, my son, was still in high school when he decided to master filming and video editing, while other kids were wasting hours on games and social media. He dove into deep work, learning DaVinci Resolve, testing edits, making promo videos for local brands. Within a year, he was earning over $10,000 a month. That's not magic. It's focus, repetition, and a daily commitment to shaping your own identity. So ask yourself honestly, what are you doing with your time? Are you sharpening your axe or trying to chop down trees with your bare hands? Success doesn't accept guesswork. High-income skills are like keys. Some open golden doors, others open vaults. But all of them unlock a new level of independence. And no, you don't need a degree to start. You can begin right now. Set a solid morning routine. Read books like The One Thing or Steal Like an Artist. Watch YouTube channels from real experts. Practice daily. The foundation of financial success is built in silence, in the hours you choose to spend off the feed and on the keyboard. It takes courage to be different. But if you've got that courage, the rewards are real. Don't fall for the trap of rushing. Skills take time to bloom. But once they do, they bear fruit for life. Most people want to plant today and harvest tomorrow. But real wealth, it demands patience. It demands consistency. It demands small daily wins. That client you landed with a stronger pitch. That video that got real praise. That unexpected sale. Each one builds your invisible empire. What looks small today is exactly what will carry your mindset into the future. And here's the thing. Once you master one skill, you'll realize it's just a beginning. Because making money is only step one. Learning how to keep it and grow it is the next secret. But don't worry, we'll get to that part soon. Start investing early and stay consistent. A lot of people want to get rich, but very few truly understand how time works when it comes to money. The truth is, when it comes to building wealth, the winner isn't the fastest. It's the most consistent. The real secret isn't about making a lot of money all at once. It's about letting your money grow while you live your life. That's the quiet magic of compound interest, an invisible force that turns small seeds into forests. Those who understand this, they start early. Those who don't, they spend a lifetime playing catch-up. And here's the thing, the formula is simple, but it takes something most people never develop: self-discipline. Let's look at a real-world example. If someone invests just $250 a month into an index fund like the S&P 500, with an average return of 10% per year, after 40 years, they could have over $1.5 million. No tricks, no secret formulas, just pure, consistent action. Now think about it. How many people do you know who spend that much on takeout every month? The problem usually isn't lack of money, it's lack of awareness. And more than that, it's a lack of financial education. Wealth doesn't start in your bank account. It starts in your mindset. And mindset is built with healthy habits. So here's a simple, powerful tip. Set up your bank or investment platform to make automatic contributions at the start of each month. That way, you take emotion and distraction out of the equation, and you don't accidentally spend what should have been planted. Platforms like Fidelity, Vanguard, or Charles Schwab can set this up in just a few clicks. The idea is to make investing as routine as brushing your teeth, because routines, they're the foundation of quiet transformation. You don't have to be a stock market genius. You just have to be a committed investor. The world doesn't reward those who know the most. It rewards those who show up consistently. But consistency requires vision, and that's where most people go wrong. Most treat investing like a video game, hoping for weekly wins and magical returns. They forget that real wealth takes time. Warren Buffett didn't become a billionaire at 30. He did it after 50. Why? Because he let time work for him. He stayed focused, said no to distractions, and built a daily habit of reading and learning. Financial success is the child of patience. Investing isn't just about growing money. It's an act of self-respect. When you invest, you're telling your future self, I care about you. It's a quiet form of love, of responsibility, of healing. And that small gesture, over time, it becomes a legacy. Now imagine what happens when you combine long-term investing with something even more powerful. Youth. Take risks while you're young. There's one thing money can never buy: time. And that's why, if you're still young, you're sitting on the most valuable asset you'll ever own. But what do most people do with that asset? They bury it under fear, hesitation, and the need for approval. They let other people's opinions set the pace of their life. Fear of failing, fear of trying, fear of what might go wrong. But here's the truth, my friend. Failure is the most honest teacher you'll ever meet. And what feels like a mistake today might be the first stepping stone to your wealth tomorrow. Youth is the perfect season to test, adjust, and explore. That risk that feels scary right now, it's really a lesson in disguise. Picture a 23-year-old who quits a steady job to launch an online store. Can he fail? Of course. But he might also learn in 6 months what would take him years in a cubicle. And if he does fail, he walks away with more insight about business, resilience, and leadership than most people gain in 2 decades. What looks like wasted time is often personal growth disguised as chaos. The world will constantly try to pull you into the comfort zone because it's predictable, safe, and socially acceptable. But everything you truly want, wealth, freedom, identity, it all lives outside that safety net. The courage to take risks is what shapes your long-term mindset. And I'm not talking about reckless bets. I'm talking about calculated risks, changing careers, starting a business, launching a new project, investing even when there's no guarantee. Because what's really at stake isn't your money. It's your silent evolution. If you're going to regret something, let it be because you tried, not because you stood still. The people who leave a legacy aren't the ones who avoid failure. They're the ones who learn from it. With every attempt, you build another layer of confidence, self-awareness, resilience. That's when failure stops being an end and becomes a bridge to opportunities that only the bold can see. Like Napoleon Hill once said, Fear is just faith turned upside down. And faith? Faith moves mountains. Youth doesn't last forever, but the seeds you plant now can feed you for life. And if you think the risk of action is too high, just wait until you see the cost of doing nothing. While others watch, you move. And when you move, you learn. And when you learn, you're ready for the next step. And that next step, as you're about to see, has everything to do with something that never ends. Never stop learning. One of the biggest traps society created was the idea that learning has an expiration date. Study until your 20s, get your degree, find a job, and that's it. This cycle, repeated over and over, produced a generation of outdated minds living in young bodies. But reality is very different. The moment you stop learning, you start falling behind, and worst of all, you might not even notice it. The world doesn't care about the diplomas hanging on your wall anymore. It respects people who update their minds like they update software, with consistency, curiosity, and humility. Lifelong learning is like weightlifting for the mind. The more you expose yourself to new ideas, the sharper and more flexible your brain becomes. Daily reading isn't a luxury. It's a survival tool. And it doesn't have to be a 600-page technical manual. You can start with books like The Richest Man in Babylon or Outwitting the Devil. They blend timeless financial wisdom with powerful lessons on personal growth. On top of that, journaling, the old-school notebook method, helps you solidify what you've learned, organize your ideas, and strengthen your clarity. Because what isn't written is forgotten. In a world driven by algorithms and artificial intelligence, the one who learns fastest wins. And this isn't just about tech. It's about learning to communicate better, sell better, lead better, write better. Every new skill you acquire is like a system upgrade for your brain. And the more you learn, the more you realize how much more there is to grow. That's what real self-awareness is. And believe me, just the fact that you're in motion already puts you ahead of most people. But here's a warning. Learning is not entertainment. Watching 1,000 videos won't change your life if you don't apply what you learn. Wisdom comes from action, from daily micro-wins, from the courage to try, learn, apply, fail, adjust, repeat. That cycle turns knowledge into real power. So choose mentors wisely. Consume meaningful content. Connect with people who are already where you want to be, because your network is also a source of learning, and in many cases, way more effective than any classroom. And speaking of people, let's move on to a powerful truth that shapes your journey more than anything else. Your circle. Not just what you learn, but who you learn it from, who you surround yourself with. That's what we're diving into next. Build a wealthy circle of influence. There's an old saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Sounds like a cliche, right? But very few people actually take that seriously. Here's the truth. Your social circle shapes your mindset, your habits, and ultimately, your results. Try to grow while surrounded by people who complain all the time, avoid responsibility, and mock anyone who dares to dream big. It's like trying to run with a bungee cord tied to your waist. Personal growth needs a fertile environment, and the soil of your life is made up of the people you spend time with. Recent research from the National Bureau of Economic Research confirms what Napoleon Hill knew decades ago. People who have financially successful friends invest more, save more, and think smarter about money. It's not magic, it's influence. When you're around people who talk about investing, productivity, healthy habits, and personal development, that becomes your new normal. Long-term thinking becomes a default, and that completely transforms your identity. You stop thinking like a survivor and start acting like a strategist. Now, let's be clear. This doesn't mean cutting off old friends. It means expanding your world. Go to events. Join networking groups. Join book clubs or entrepreneurial communities. Even virtual circles where the conversations are about money, discipline, and growth. At first, it might feel uncomfortable. You may feel like an outsider. But that's where the magic happens. Because when you step outside your usual zone, your awareness expands. Connecting with people who are ahead of you not only accelerates your learning, it helps you avoid mistakes you'd make on your own. It's like playing a video game with someone who's already beaten the final boss. They show you the shortcuts, the hidden traps, the bonuses you didn't even know existed, and more importantly, they show you what's possible. That lights a fire inside you, one that turns inspiration into action. So ask yourself honestly, who are the 5 people influencing your thoughts right now? Are they pulling you closer or pushing you away from the life you really want? Because it doesn't matter how much you know about high-income skills, investing, risk-taking, or constant learning. If you keep feeding your mind with average energy, your journey will stall. The silent influence of the people around you shapes how you think, and even how much you believe in yourself. And if there's one thing every future leader needs to develop, it's that. Because now it's time to understand your role in this journey, and why you are more important than you've ever realized. Now, you know what most people never will, not because the path is hidden, but because very few are brave enough to walk it. Most are still stuck in distractions, procrastinating dreams, waiting for some magical motivation that never comes. But not you. You made it this far. You listened, you absorbed, you reflected, and now you're standing at a crossroads. Will you apply this or forget it? Will you master a high-income skill or keep saying now's not the right time? Will you invest consistently or let your money vanish into impulse spending? Will you take risks and shape your identity or stay stuck in the comfort zone? Will you learn something new every day or settle for what you already know? Will you surround yourself with people who lift you up or keep being the average of a mediocre circle? Be honest with yourself. How long are you going to delay your transformation? The journey takes courage, but the reward is freedom. Freedom of time, freedom of choice, freedom to live on your terms. And it all starts now with one simple decision: to take action, one step a day, one small win at a time. A mindset that doesn't negotiate with your dreams. You can break the cycle. You deserve to write a new story. If this video spoke to you, if it opened a new window of vision inside you, then subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Because here, we don't just teach you how to think like the rich. We teach you how to live like one. Now tell me, what's the first step you're going to take after watching this video?